Fortunately I am Superman of Doom. The people of the Motherland have come, and fortunately I am Superman of Doom. Chapter 39. The moment before the crimson hot line of sight was about to approach itself, he paused abruptly, and then drastically changed the direction of the strafing direction and slashed upwards. The deep sea, shallow sea, sea surface, and dark clouds in the sky were cut through by the red energy beam. Beams of golden sun set and spilled over a chaotic sea. The bone spur monster copied the trident weapon in his hand, as if holding a three-pronged ruler. The violent red light of his eyes disappeared a lot, standing motionless in the sea. His terrifying and hideous face was indifferent. Distant seas. Poseidon, the sea god who survived the disaster, continued to flee for his life with a pale face. His pants did not know whether it was the sea or what was wet. And he looked back at the monster that was more like a god than him. Just now, why did it stop? It's like hearing your own plea for mercy and leaving a hand. Didn't this monster follow the instinct to destroy and hunt everything? Poseidon suddenly recalled a sigh he heard during the battle just now. Could it be that this bone spur monster that was like the embodiment of destruction, powerful enough to easily kill gods, possessed? Poseidon did not dare to think about it, and disappeared into the sea at a speed faster than the people under the sea. Knowing that there was no hope of escape, Atlanta, who returned to the desert island from the sea, shivered with the innocent and smiling baby. Atlanta couldn't believe her eyes. As the master of the ancient sea, the sea giant beast Karasin was instantly torn apart and shot with his bare hands. Guessing that the supreme existence of that sea god did not even want a weapon and fled. That skull spur exists, so powerful that Atlantis, the quasi-queen of Atlantis, can't give birth to any thoughts of resisting and escaping. No god can fight it. Boom. The silent sea suddenly broke, and the 3-meter-tall bone spur appeared to jump high with a splash, and then fell to the desert island land, casually throwing the dim golden trident on the ground. It is really the lost relic of the Atlantis Empire, and the artifact that can dominate and control the 7 countries under the sea. Atlanta feels that everything that can be relied on is not enough to see in front of the current existence of bone spurs. Against the bone spur monster that constantly surged with violent red eyes, Atlanta's plump double hair was a little unstable, only the baby in her arms still showed an innocent smile. Unaware that the existence that could destroy the world was in front of her. However, Atlanta was suddenly stunned again. But it was the bone spur monster who withdrew his gaze from himself and the baby, looked sideways, and looked at the sun that was descending towards the sea with some strangeness. Look and watch. The red glow of destruction surging in its eyes continued to dim, and its even breathing formed a hurricane, and the lightning of destruction converged back. And its face showed a wisp of dazedness and satisfaction. Sure enough. Taking the initiative to bear a part of the desire to destroy, through which the vent of destructive things will help me control the will to destroy, and then control this doomsday incarnation. Doomsday Dream thought to himself with a rational mind. Unfortunately, this can only be used as a contingency measure. After all, once you bear the desire to destroy, you must destroy things. Failure to satisfy the will to destroy will also lead to continued loss of control. And the will to destroy can only be satisfied for a while like this, but the will to destroy on the day of destruction is accumulating and growing anytime and anywhere. To perfectly invade the DC Dream here and completely control this ancient doomsday avatar is destined to be an extremely long process. Meng was helpless, but there was nothing he could do for a while. I only hope that there are enough transcendent beings in this world that can continue to withstand his will to vent and destroy. This is also the reason for the life of Poseidon, the god of the sea of Amani. The old god is a rare species that can barely withstand the attack of the Day of Doom. And where to find it after killing it now? DC Universe. Doomsday Dream remembers that there are many beings in this dream world that are not weaker than Krypton Superman. Martian Manhunters, Green Lantern Corps, Darkseid, Old and New Protoss. Hopefully, you can satisfy my desire for destruction in the future, before I take control of the dream realm, the Doomsday incarnation and become Doomsday Superman. Doomsday Yiming's eyes faintly flashed with a fiery redness. But at this time, Doom Yiming's heart was shocked, and he faintly saw a gorgeous and dazzling female figure descending. The woman is tall and slender, her snow-white skin seems to flow with a shining holy light, her eyes are covered by a white silk scarf, and she is wearing a clean and holy white robe. In addition to her delicate facial features exposed to her eyes, her long burgundy hair and shawl lightly covered her beautiful back and round buttocks. And she fell all the way down to her bare white feet, holy as an angel and as beautiful as a succubus. What cannot be ignored is that behind the other party, 2 void wings that are constantly burning like golden flames are unfolded. Meng suddenly realized. The other party is not in existence in the current DC Universe dream, and has not really entered the DC dream. Rather, from the real world, he followed the sleeping body into his subconscious area. Dividing line. P.S. New week, new book data is dismal, please recommend tickets, monthly passes to support. 0045 Dragon Girl Identity, Power of the Phoenix. DC Cosmic Dreamland. The Battle of the Gods had just ended with the death of the sea beast, and the sea god Poseidon abandoned his halberd and fled. The tide fades and the whirlpool slowly falls. The heat and light are dim, and the hurricane stops. The sea that surrounds the desert island gradually calms down, and it is dusk, and everything around is blurred under the sunset. On a desert island, the terrifying bone-spur monster like Doom Meng suddenly looked up, and everything around him, islands, waves, the wind, and even Atlana and the son of Krypton not far away, stopped. The whole huge and real DC dream world stopped at this moment. Together with the Doomsday avatar, it also stopped motionless, only the red light in his eyes still appeared like a flowing flame and lightning. Meng's consciousness at the junction of dreams clearly sensed that a perfect woman with golden flame wings spread out was descending and entering his subconscious area from the real world body. How is this done? That's right, Meng was ignorant. This perfect woman is not real, this is also her consciousness, but it is extremely powerful, so it can break into the deep consciousness of his brain. Because of the blindfold, the woman cannot see her age, but her appearance is exquisite, her body is tall and slender, her skin is lustrous and glowing, and everything is not beautiful. In particular, the slender legs that account for a high proportion of the beautiful curves tightly wrapped in the white robe are beautifully and moving. With the gentle trembling of the golden flame wings behind him, one after another holy and pure spiritual beams were released outward. Brilliant and stunning. Meng's consciousness was in a trance for a while, the personality consciousness distorted by the invasion of Doomsday was being purified in some way. And the desire for destruction that filled his heart was dissolving little by little. Not only the desire to destroy, but also other desires are purified one by one, as if even looking at the other person more is a blasphemy. Under the extremely beautiful and pure posture and light, Meng's consciousness seems to enter the sage mode of desirelessness. And only wants to present all secrets and memories to the other party. Meng consciousness suddenly realized, she's just, Dragon Girl, the real world, the extraordinary patron saint of the Eastern jurisdiction. It is not clear in reality, only in consciousness, can you glimpse the existence, telepathic ability. Originally, the Dragon Girl is just a name, the embodiment of the other party's telepathy, but more like an extremely gorgeous and cool humanoid phoenix. Meng's thinking became more and more slow and stagnant, and the will blessed by some characteristics of artificial intelligence was fiercely suppressed at the moment of the other party's arrival. Telepathy, phoenix wings. A flash of enlightenment flashed in Meng's mind. He remembers having similar abilities in Marvel, the X-Men series. That is called Phoenix Force, which is one of the most powerful ability settings in the X-Men series, and there is no one. It is the embodiment of life and spiritual power in the universe, symbolizing life and emotion, the sin that can dominate the spirit and all things to burn desire. In Marvel, Phoenix power has had many host carriers, the most famous of which is Phoenix Lady Jean Grey. If it is this kind of power, Meng feels that he will not lose money. His deep consciousness is pried little by the burning golden wings of the phoenix, and his inner consciousness is about to break away from the dream of the DC universe. And it is difficult to irresistibly reveal the secret. If you can catch it, it's all good for you. Meng was not angry, but felt extremely relaxed at this moment, and no longer used his own will to desperately suppress the desire to destroy the incarnation of Doomsday. He did not resist and happily handed everything over. Invasion Archives, High School Student Meng, Intrusion Number, SAS 1666. Number of casualties and property damage caused, unknown. Intrusion level, tentatively classified as E, may result in the death of multiple federal citizens, and cannot be used for single physical contact without armor and weapons. About intrusion reports. First,